my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to do a movie review about the film Call Me By Your Name, directed by Luca Guadagnino, and it stars Timothée Chalamet and Armie Hammer as the main protagonists of the story. So I'm doing a review of this movie because I've heard so many good things about it. Like, I've seen it everywhere on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and it also had so many awards as well, like Academy Award for Best Writing Screenplay Adaptation and New York Film Critics Circle Award. Isn't that cool? So yeah, I got so curious about the movie and I watched it, and here are my thoughts. So this movie was set in the early 80s somewhere in northern Italy, probably around the Lombardy region, and it's about this teenager Elio Perlman who falls in love with a doctoral student named Oliver, whom Elio's father takes in for the summer. And it is a very beautiful story of love and self-acceptance, which I know many people can relate to, especially the LGBTQ+ community, which I am a huge supporter of. And side note, this review will have just minor spoilers, so you have nothing to worry about. You can still watch your movie in peace without me spoiling it for you. So yeah, andale. So the first thing I noticed in this movie was how beautiful the aesthetics are. Like, they really captured the essence of Italy in the 80s, and especially the clothes and the music. And speaking of music, I really liked the soundtrack for this movie. Like, every Sufjan Stevens song that was featured in those scenes just went perfectly with it. Like, you can feel the vibe of the scene with the music, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And also, because it was set in the 80s, I feel like Elio's discovery of himself would be a lot slower and would be more tense because the internet was not alive yet then, and he's not exposed to that kind of technology, so his feelings are a lot more isolated and bored than a typical Gen Z right now in this generation. You feel me? And yeah, and I've also noticed that this film has numerous metaphors as well, and what I mean by that is the peach fruit that Elio holds numerous times in the film. I think it represents Elio's fluid sexuality throughout the movie, because as we can see, Elio has both a sexual relationship with Oliver and his girlfriend Marzia. And as you can see, the peach is shaped like a person's rear end, and at the same time, if you cut up the peach, it looks like a female genitalia on the inside. And that's like a symbolism of bisexuality, which is very relatable for Elio. You know what I mean? And speaking of Elio's relationship with Oliver, it seems to me that their relationship was kind of one-sided, because even though Oliver loved Elio, it's Elio who made a lot of effort to get to know him, to spend more time with him. And he was the one who got hurt because Oliver, when Oliver left, he just continued on with his life and married his on and off girlfriend back in the States. And that really hurt Elio, which we can see in the end of the film. And I can also say that their acting skills are very impressive, especially Timothée Chalamet's portrayal of Elio. And speaking of, I also want to commend the acting of the actors in this film. They did a really great job, and especially Timothée Chalamet's portrayal of Elio, because his portrayal of his character was very real, raw, and nuanced. Like, I could feel everything that he's feeling in the film. But as the film goes on, I still did not have that emotional attachment with the characters overall in general. Maybe a little bit of Elio, but it's still not in that level that I have for other characters that I watch. And for example, I've watched other LGBT shows and movies, like for example Scam. And because Scam is a series, I've developed more of an attachment to those characters because they get to be developed slowly but surely. Whereas in this film, which we've only seen for 2 hours, it seems to me that there needs to be more character development for me to be completely attached to those characters and for me to relate to them emotionally. And even at the end of the film, I just felt numb and empty while watching the movie, because while I felt sad for Elio, it's like, oh, is that it? I was hoping that they would put more of their characters' background in the film, but I guess that didn't happen. Okay, so in conclusion, I rate this movie 4 stars out of 5 because it has great cinematography, it has great acting, and they really captured the essence of the 80s in Italy, but at the same time, it lacked emotional depth for me, that I was looking for. But I guess because it was only a 2-hour movie and not a complete series, that's why. But if they had a sequel, hopefully they would, maybe I would change my opinion about the entire Call Me By Your Name franchise. So that's it, guys. That's my review of Call Me By Your Name. I hope you liked this video. And if you want me to make more movie reviews, please comment your movie suggestions down below. And as always, don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe to my channel with the notifications on. Ding ding. And we will see you on the next video. Ciao!